Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Good morning.
And welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
And what the Friday?
What the Friday?
All right. It is a wonderful Friday morning.
How you guys doing?
Coming down to the weekend.
It's the 13th.
It's
Friday
the
the
13th. And we're going to say goodbye to our TikTokers this morning. So say bye.
Bye.
Bye. And please join us on YouTube and Facebook to watch us live.
And it's really Friday the 13th in a scary way. It's a scary
Yes.
hour.
You right, Paul.
Right? And
You right.
it really is what the Friday in a very similar manner.
It's dark times.
It's dark times.
Dark times are
at the
ahead.
gas pumps.
Oh
the
my
gas
gosh,
pumps
let's
indeed.
not
But
go through the horror story.
let's get into our show lineup, April.
All right, so for our What the Friday, it's something that we've been doing for the entire month of March and speaking to wonderful women. It is Women's Month after all. So our first conversation is women in male-dominated roles. So we're going to be having some wonderful ladies that join us to have that conversation. And of course, you can't have What the Friday without our call-in segment. So please join us for that segment to talk about thoughts on local news and issues that took place this weekend. That number is 280-0016, so you don't want to miss that conversation. And then we're going to go into the Ayalas Bring Sweet Belizean Sound. That's a Belizean band. And so they're going to come in to talk to us about their band and their musical stylings. And we're going to wrap things up with a game. I don't think I know how to play this one, so we're going to see how that pans out. But guys, welcome.
Welcome. And happy Friday. It's good
Happy
to see you.
Friday. Good to see you guys as well.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the weather change?
It caught me a bit off guard. I saw one report yesterday, just scrolling Facebook, about rains coming today, and we could expect rains, but I didn't expect that it would be this overcast and
Yeah.
that it would actually be what
What it
appears
is right
to be
now.
turning out to be a rainy day.
Yeah.
But in any event, rain or shine, can't stop the reggae jam.
Can't.
We have several topics here to discuss for our call-in segment. For our viewers to understand, what we're doing is we're giving people time to wake up, get their coffee, drink their coffee. So our call-in segments usually start around 7:15, whereas before you should start at 6:30. So if you're wondering, all right, why I can't call in as soon as the show starts, that's the reason why. So you could get your phones ready, listen into the conversation, get your thoughts together. So at 7:15, then you could call in, right? I just wanted to ensure that our viewers understand that. But we have five conversations or 5 topics we'll try to get through this morning in that segment. The first is Belizeans flock to gas stations as fuel prices go up. I feel for my Punta Gorda people. They're experiencing the highest gas price increase today at $14 per gallon of regular gas, right? That's something we'll talk about. Is the government spending money in the right places? All right, so we're going back to the budget presentation from earlier this week, and we've sought to dissect that throughout the course of the week in the newscast. We're going to be touching on some of that money conversation. Belizeans cautioned of scams following virtual kidnapping. He started right around the corner. If you steal the plan for a Chetamal, well, there are certain things you really have to consider and be cautious about. Countries all over the world stop Cuban medical programs. Is Belize next in line to essentially draw the line where the Cuban Medical Brigade is concerned in terms of their operations in Belize? Well, those are questions we're asking. And last but certainly not least, a decisive moment in the ICJ for the Belize-Guatemala claim next week, as the ICJ is set to decide if Guatemala can join the fight over Sapodilla Keys. This one has specifically to do with the fight, if you would, between Belize and Honduras for the Sapodilla Keys, and Guatemala's interest in joining that case. So these are topics for discussion.
We also want to remind the viewers that even though the phone lines aren't officially open as yet, as Paul just listed the topics that we will be diving into, you can still share your thoughts in the comments section. We'll also pop them up on the screen and read them out as well.
One more I could add there, just our viewers are aware that we're aware of it. It's that the PUC has issued several decisions regarding the market dominance conversation. Well, they've now established regulations to essentially level the playing field, if you would, where BTL remains a dominant player in the telecoms market. So they announced new regulations last night for BTL, and they also announced last night that they've received further submissions from BTL for the SpeedNet acquisition.
Okay, so it's still going along, even though they've not just made a final decision.
All right, well, that's just an added topic to the list that we will be diving into a little bit later on in the show when the phone lines are officially open. But I know that we will definitely be getting thoughts on the gas prices going up.
Did you guys go to the gas station?
You know we did. You saw it. We have our own little like open your eyes group chat. Paul is like, just pull my tongue. I sent a picture right there with your buddy. Like,
no, it was crazy. It was mania. I think people went into panic mode because we, like, for example, all the way in PG where it's at $14 and something, right? In Belmopan, it's like over almost $14. So we're going to be talking about it a little bit more in our call-in segment.
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to just quickly set the stage for what we can expect throughout the course of the show today. You know, I have to say I really appreciated the conversations that we have been having as it relates to discussing topics related to women in respective roles. I know last week we sat down with some ladies who, in their time, we would say they walked so we can run. And so I'm really excited about this week because we will be highlighting some ladies that I've personally sat down with in the past for the news, and in their own way, they are defying the odds. In their own way, they are breaking the glass ceiling, working in male-dominated fields, which I feel like is so crazy that we still acknowledge it as that. You know,
I think it's a statistic. That's why we still acknowledge it as that, because where we highlight the ones that do come on the show or the ones that you guys interview, they are like 1 out of 20. Right, and so you do see that imbalance, right? And the entire theme of this month is balancing the scales. And so we really want to see these women shine in these male-dominated spaces.
All right, well, speaking of that, we are going to jump into that conversation next. And so we're going to take our first break now, and don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be chatting with these ladies.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
We at Full-Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full-Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Glenfield Dennison was caught trying to charge BTL for negotiations on behalf of former workers.
He insists he never charged the workers group a cent and claims the invoice was only a negotiating tactic.
If the invoice was just a negotiating tactic, why would Dennison ask BTL to pay the legal fees as part of settlement? And if BTL had agreed, who would have received payment? Dennison, of course, because he sent the invoice the day after the last negotiations to be considered with the 4.5% interest requested by BCWJ. What's worse, the cost of legal work submitted is grossly inflated. Those are senior counsel rates, and Dennison is not a senior counsel. As to the tax identification number on the invoice, no such TIN number is registered with GST. So, we must also ask whether he is licensed with the FIU as required. There's also the question of whether as a Crown Counsel Dennison violated the public service rules which state a judicial and legal officer shall not engage in any private legal work or private business of a legal nature. It's time for him to stop the games and come clean.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our first conversation. And as we mentioned before the break, we are having a wonderful discussion this morning, continuing along the trends of speaking with women that's breaking the glass ceiling. This morning, I'm delighted to welcome with us, we have Rami Chia. She's a civil and geotechnical engineer, yes. A beautiful lady with red hair. And she's also joined by someone who's very well on her way to breaking the glass ceiling, or I guess she's also making some cracks even now. Jasmine Navarro. She's a electrical and TD and entrepreneurship major at the Sadie Vernon Technical High School.
Good morning,
ladies. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you guys here. We were just having kind of like a discussion ahead of time, and we were really just looking at what their individual experiences were like when they were in school. And before we get into that, because I definitely want to highlight that, I want to talk about the roles that you guys are interested in. And what brought you, for example, Remy, to engineer? What made you interested in it?
Well, originally I wanted to be a doctor, but when I saw the amount of blood you have to deal with, I said that's not for me. So when I was in second form at SCA, one of my friend's mom, she was a contractor, or is a contractor, and I thought this woman was like the boss. Like, yeah. She had high heels on and she pranced around, and you know, cool. She just seemed like, wow. I can't even explain what she looked like. I was awed by her, and I said I want to be like her when I grow up. And I started to do a little bit of research of what I had to do, what I would have to study to be somebody like her. And then I said, okay, I'm going to be an engineer. Because I thought first architect, then I said, architects are boring. They stay inside drawing too much. I want to be outside making decisions. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into that.
Yeah. Well, before we continue along what that journey has been like, Jasmine, do you want to be an architect? Because Miss Ruby just said, get up, boring. I know, I saw her face like,
no, I actually would, I won't mind doing the architecture or
like I like the boring stuff.
You are majoring in electrical, TD, and entrepreneurship. And you know, when I was in high school, you only pick one. Yeah. So you're doing all three.
No, because in our school for vocational, they have two of them you can take. The first vocational is food and nutrition, clothing and textile, and entrepreneurship.
Okay, gotcha.
The other vocational is the ones that I've taken. And then you got business that is like, I think, POA, POB, and OA.
Then they're boring to me.
Yes.
You know what? Everybody have something when they're boring to them. Y'all not gonna knock me about like food and nutrition.
No, when I was like, because in first form you had to take food, nutrition, and clothing and textile. Then in second form, that's when you take electrical and TD. And in first form, I passed clothing and textile and food and nutrition. I already know that, so why should I continue doing something that I already know? And then business was never an option. That was boring. Really so boring. And then the only thing that intrigued me was the electrical and TD, especially that how I love drawing. So TD was a boost for me to learn how to draw more. Then electrical, like the thought of just like wiring up, like creating light practically.
Yes.
It's just like inspiring, and I really wanted to do it, so that's why I took it.
I really love that because I think that kind of shows you that the gender doesn't have anything to do with your skills or the things that you like to do, because for as much as people say that women are supposed to be in a particular field and so forth, no, your interests and your likes are who you are as a person.
Yeah.
But I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of your journeys, because now that you are already a wonderful businesswoman, you have your own firm and everything, you have projects going on, incredible work that you were doing. Basically, we're seeing the journey going and we see the final product, right? But for you, how did you get here? And what sort of challenges as a woman did you have to face to get there?
Or did you?
Or did you have any?
Challenges, we still have those.
Yeah.
The journey wasn't easy and it wasn't short, it wasn't quick. It was a lot of scrutiny along the way. There was a lot of negative thoughts, people saying, no, you can't do that, that's not for girls. Even my dad at one point said, nah, you're a girl, you shouldn't be doing that. They tried to like push me to study more women-linked things. But I think I always, just like my friend here, I always wanted something to challenge me. I thought certain things were boring, and I wanted the challenge. So the more people would say that's not for girls, the more would say, okay, let me show you. So I tried to be, and I still try to be, the best at everything I do. So I've had to work twice, 3 times, maybe 4 times harder than most men might be doing. I try to make sure I'm prepared for every meeting. I make sure that I'm always the brightest one in the room also, the red hair. It was a part of my getting here. Maybe 10 years ago, I decided, you know what, I walk into rooms, and even though I know that what I have to say is going to be relevant to a project, they normally didn't used to give me the chance to express myself as much as I would like to, or dominate the conversation, any at all. They would consider me the secretary, the engineer's wife, anything other than the engineer. So I figured I had to do something to stand out, and hence the red hair. And just being a little bit different, just so that I can fit in.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but that's what you have to kind of do. You have to find like your niche, what would make you stand out. And then people start valuing you, because if you could look like that and run a project, then something must be working here. So, you get the attention, and then you get the support. Men along the way have both been days that I would want to, say I'm just gonna quit. But I've had some men along the way that have helped me and have supported and have stood there. So it's not as bad as we think all the time. Sometimes I think it's more society that makes you think that men don't want you there. But it's that it was their place before. Now it's our place too, right? Now we're present. We can share it. But they're not as comfortable all the times with us being there. And like myself, there are a lot of women in construction now, so we're very present now, and it's making it easier for younger women to come along.
I saw a post on Facebook last night being shared of people highlighting a woman that's a truck driver.
Yes,
and I just thought that was so cool. And that's so exciting, right? When we're able to see examples of women placing themselves in fields that you wouldn't normally see. In the case of Miss Jasmine, you decided that you wanted to pursue TD, electrical, and entrepreneurship from 3rd form, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that I learned was that when she decided to pursue this path, she was the only one in her class, the only female in her class among all the other male students. What was that experience like? Did you feel kind of like a little bit odd in the group?
Well, at first I felt odd, but I usually hang around mostly boys, so after a while it felt very easy, and they support, yes, like what Miss said, that how when people will think that how make you think society is like, oh, all men will say no, girls aren't thinking, but it's not all men.
So the boys didn't say,
the boys,
you don't really know what you did there, no?
No.
The boys didn't say that?
No, they were like surprised and like very, very supporting. They were like, if you don't know how to do it, then I can help you. And I'm like, okay, I can do it. And then they slowly started.
Did they try to boy explain, mansplain? Like, you know, can I explain to you how this really works?
Or did you go and say, "Can I explain to you how it really
Yes,
works?"
it was like that because I'm one of the top students in our classes. So yeah, I'm one of the top students, and I usually have to explain to some of them, like say, oh, you have to do it like this and like that, and well, they get to the hint and they do it. And it's me and 2 other boys one time when we did a project that we had to wire up something, and the teacher beforehand was thinking on who should she let do that project, and then afterwards she was like, okay, I'm gonna be one of them, and then the others, and all the rest, some of the boys, not all, but like only a few, was like, are you sure you want her to do it? And then I'm like, come on, guys, you know that I'm like one of the top. And they were like, you know what, you can do it, you can do it. And then afterwards,
they're just jealous because they never get picked. That's all.
Yeah. But you spoke of having a teacher who would decide on who to do it, and you said a she, which I think is also really important to mention. You come from a school, Sadie Vernon Technical High School, that also has a woman leading the electrical department as well, and I believe there's a detail about her being perhaps one of the only females doing something like that too at a high school level. I might be mistaken in that particular regard, but I think it's so important to mention that mentors are important, and for you to see yourself in other women as you did, Remy, because when you only have yourself to hold yourself and look up to, I could imagine it feels lonely at times. For you, Miss Tia, did you have any female in this field that you looked up to as well, or what was mentorship like to you?
That's kind of why I do so much mentorship, because I want to be what I wish I had.
Yeah.
Growing up and coming up as a young engineer, I didn't have much women to say, okay, who could I talk to about how I'm feeling? Is this feeling validated? You know, sometimes you feel like I shouldn't be feeling like this. I'm in a man's world. I should feel more manly.
Am I being too emotional?
Yeah, am I being too emotional? When later on you learn that it's not being emotional, it's being passionate. But they confuse it with, oh, she's too soft. But at that time, I didn't really have much people that I could reach out to and say, how did you handle this? Because it's not only the engineering part, that's easy. It's the life part. It's how to balance family, how to deal with a harassing coworker, how to handle certain situations that make you uncomfortable as a woman. You know, that's the...
I wish you brought it, but I think with you talking about mentorship, we have to include the fact that you have been doing an amazing job at showing by example for young people as well through writing that they can achieve this as well. You are an author as well. Could you speak about that?
Well, I have Amy's Red Hair Dream, as you know who Amy is. It's a story about a little girl who didn't have much. She came from a humble family, and she fought all the odds to become an engineer. And I go to schools a lot, from preschool all the way to high schools, reading the book and explaining to kids what an engineer is, because if you want somebody to be something, they have to know what it is.
Yes.
I go to a lot of these schools and kids don't know what an engineer is. So I get all kinds of answers when I ask the question at the beginning, and then at the end when I ask, everybody knows what an engineer is. So you have to kind of show what you want, like the mentorship. You have to show them what it is. I get a lot of questions that sometimes I'm amazed at the questions that the young minds have. But I think that book helps in that way, you know.
I think one of my questions for both of you really would be, because you're talking about technical world, which I'm not very privy to. I have to be when I need to be, but it's not my strongest suit. But when you're in the decision-making table, or when you're trying to come up with a project, right, where does your mind go? And I asked that question because you particularly that has to work with a team of people. How do you ensure that your thought process is understood? How do you ensure that people get the sense of your project, and also that it's a good idea. And I really ask that because sometimes we are afraid to voice as women our opinions or our ideas, especially in a space where it's mostly male dominated.
Well, a lot of research. For any project, whether it be a road, a building, or even a home project, I do a lot of research and look at what is there already there, and then why isn't something there, and then you go from there. In general, women bring a different perspective to things, so I would try to look at the more social side that, because we're soft, we would look at how would the residents take this, and we are, I think we have that skill because we were
nurturing.
We're nurturing, and so we look at, okay, how will this affect like disabled people, or how to improve for that, and then bringing those ideas and explaining the why. I always say you can't just come with a good idea and expect everybody to see the bright idea. You have to defend your idea. So you have to explain the how will we get it done, how much will it cost, of course, and why is it a good idea. Once you could defend those three things, I think people start listening.
I wanted to get you in on this conversation too, Jasmine, because you're seeing Miss Remy. Do you know Miss Remy? Did you meet her before this?
No.
No. Okay.
She's famous.
She's
girl.
very famous.
She might have been at your school and you didn't even know.
But I asked because you're basically seeing something that you can be when you grow up.
Yeah.
What does that do for you as a young girl?
Well, it's like extremely inspiring. Like when I hear like all she does, I really now want to be like I want to do the same thing, but in electrical field. And imagine me doing electrical engineering, wiring up a big building, and then they see it, be like, oh, that's a female that did that work. And everybody's gonna be surprised. They'll be like, oh, probably it was a male, but then they'll be like, oh, it's a female. And like that, I'm pretty sure more girls are gonna want to get into the field. Because like what I said, in third farm, I was the only female, but in fourth farm, they had 2 transfers that are girls, and now when I see the third farms that's coming up, I think there's like 2 or 1.
So there's more.
Yeah,
coming along.
Yes, there's more females that wants to do the same field because they see I do it and they're like, they want to try it. A girl came up to me and said, after seeing me doing the work, she was like really inspiring. She was like, I really want to go through that field as well.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that just the other day my washing machine broke, and so what we had to do, nobody in the house, my mom, my dad, no one knew what's wrong, and we have to now rely on somebody that can actually do the work. You could actually fix your washing machine.
Yeah,
and I find
I know
that's what I'm looking at over there.
And that looks pretty intimidating to me. That might be some totally simple. And
it's
that looks like homework, girl.
That looks like I want to electrocute myself.
But you are in fourth form. What's your plan after this?
My plan is either to go and get a job or more likely go to IT Vet at Orange Walk and finish my major in electrical engineering.
Okay.
Because I really want to go to a work field with that, because not only since I'm in Fort Farm, our job training is coming up soon, so they're gonna tell me where I'm going, and I hope it's somewhere either architectural or in electrical engineering.
Yeah.
I really want to go to somewhere like that.
Well, you might have a mentor right beside you. You never know.
Yeah.
And for you, Remy, I mean, I know that you are a long way ahead than Miss Navarro's journey is, but what's the next step for you? Are you just solidifying your place in your respective role? Are we going to see any new books, any new projects coming out?
Books, I have another book written already. I just haven't had time to illustrate it and get it published. I also did a coloring book for even smaller kids.
Oh, I love that.
I think you have to start them from young.
Yes,
get them inspired from young. There are a lot of kids, as I go to these schools, I've been even to Trio Village, right? To do book readings, and I was their guest speaker at their graduation last year. I realized that a lot of kids feel that they can't be more than what their dad or their mom was.
More than what they see.
Exactly, more than what they see. But it's okay to be a farmer, and it's okay to be a librarian, and it's okay to be an engineer. I mean, you can be whatever you like. But a lot of kids don't know anything more than just what, like you said, what they see, and giving them the tools to be able to know that, you know what, maybe I could try this. And then when they start trying it, like my friend here, you like it more, and it creates more curiosity, because with the curiosity, then it comes, okay, well, you know, I want to be a robotics engineer, or, you know, I want to be an astronaut. I mean.
No, but I love listening to you both, because when people think engineer, I don't think they realize
there's so many different
subsets
of it.
And like you're talking about electrical engineer, you're civil, and geotechnical, and it's like all these big words that I don't understand. But you know, but you are doing the work for society, and you're building bridges and homes, and you're wiring up spaces that we need.
Yeah,
right?
and people are watching.
People
too.
are watching.
I just want to highlight really quickly some comments coming in. We have Bella Mullings online saying, Remy Molina, my amazing friend, loving this for you, honey. Proud friend moment.
Aww.
We also have Sonia Singh saying, love the passion showed. We have Raquel saying, yay, Remy! Someone saying, way to go, ladies. It's like doing what works.
Indeed.
How do you guys feel when you hear that from the public? People actually seeing you ladies.
For me, it's awesome. Every time I drive over a bridge or a portion of the road that I work on, I feel proud of that, like inside by myself. It's a little moment. And when people like acknowledge it, it's like a wow feeling. Sorry. Yeah. It's like a wow feeling. It's something that 18 years ago, when I graduated, I didn't ever expect to feel. It's been a long journey to get here, but it's a wow moment.
Yeah, I'm excited for you ladies.
Yes, I am too. I feel like we're going to be having Jasmine wire up our homes very soon. I am rooting for you, babe. I am so excited. I find that now that you are already on your journey and all the things, I know you say that you were going to do your work training and so forth, but what is it that you would really want? Like Miss Remy here, she has her own firm. She's the boss. She's the boss, right? What is it that you want?
Well, honestly, I just want to do what I love. And what I love is electrical engineering. And in the future, if I can, I want to also be a boss like this right here. Because, like, come on. I want to try to do, like, more work in the field. And maybe in the future, like what I said, I want to wire up a big building. So, like what Miss Remy said, that how when people say nice compliments, it's like just boosts like everything, and you just be like, yes, I am proud that I did that. Yeah. Like in my class, when the students came in to see what projects we wired up, like what I said when I went with the other two boys, they saw it and they were like, who made that? Because it looked very complicated. It was easy for me, honestly, but like I explained, I was like, well, this is how it works. And I'm like, it was very easy. And they were like, you did it? I'm like, yes, me and two other boys. And then they were like...
They were just there for help.
Yeah.
They were just there.
Just to reach when you can.
Yeah. Pick up that tool for me.
That's the thing. It's like kind of bad too, like when you're a female, because females are naturally shorter than males. Yeah. So when I'm trying to wire up something
I saw you standing on a stool when I went to your school. I remember.
Yes.
So are you confident to like just go on and like fix on or like switch for me, that my host?
Oh, well, as long as the power is out, because yes, yes, I can do it, but yet I'm still kind of afraid of electricity, because obviously you can get shocked. Yeah. I remember when I first started, I was wiring up something and it blew up in my face.
Oh boy!
It just like sparked up and everything out.
Wait till you graduate.
That was like in, I think, second form, because you had to do the change, and it like sparked up in my face, and everybody was like screaming, like, because at that time when in second form you have to take the major, and other girls was there as well, just because they had to take it. So the girls, they scream, they would like run, because the whole entire lab out, like the teacher have this switch that how if something sparks, everything out. So it's more safer that way. And when everything out and they saw the sparks, everybody was scared and this, that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, this is just part of the assignment.
I was just like, wow.
That's like steam for a chef.
But I think that's fascinating because it didn't scare you away from the major. If anything, it kind of brought you to it.
It brought me more. It made I want to do it even more because I was like if I did it well, it was gonna be amazing.
What's your family support like?
Very supportive. My mom, when she first heard that I wanted to do it, she was like, she was like, oh my gosh, that's good. You do you, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then like my father, he was like my inspiration as well, because when I was younger, I used to always be with him, and when he used to fix the car, I was there. I was always there, trying to see how I can help. Because yes, I want to do electrical engineering, but maybe after finishing that, I probably will go into mechanics.
You could do anything. You could do everything.
Well,
I want to read a comment for you really quickly. We have someone here going by the name Reina Kami saying, "I'm a proud mom. Love you, Jasmine. I'm so proud of you."
That's my mother is watching. But you definitely made your family proud, and I think that that's one of the coolest things that you could do as, a proud mommy, a wonderful daughter doing the work. I think that you can do, you want wire up Sabrina's house.
I have a veranda for you right now.
I need my vehicle to be checked, so when you get through with your mechanic degree, then we could, circle back to that one. But
ladies, this has been such a wonderful conversation. I'm certain that there is some little girl or even older woman that's absolutely inspired by your individual journeys right now. I think of what we were saying earlier, Remy, where you said for anyone really, you just need to see that it's possible, and I'm hoping that girls tuning in, ladies, women tuning in, they can see themselves in your individual journeys and be inspired and know that one, it's also not too late. You don't have to be at a certain age to start these journeys as well. You can decide to do that as young as Jasmine or even older in your life as well. So I'm excited for you guys as you continue along your journeys, breaking the glass ceiling, and we can't wait to continue following that journey as well.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, viewers, share your thoughts on local news. The number is 280-0016. We'll be right back after this.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include Cath Lab, Adult Intensive Care Unit, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screws, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best, darling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Smart. Stay connected, stay happy.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our next conversation. And as we mentioned, this is now your opportunity to call in and share your thoughts on various topics. We kind of listed them earlier in the show. However, we do want to encourage you as well. If there's anything else that you would like to call in and share your thoughts on, discuss, spark a discussion on, you are also open to doing that as well. Let's begin with the obvious. We kind of hinted at it earlier. Everyone flocked to the gas pumps last night trying to do whatever they can to save some money on gas prices, because the word was spreading that gas was set to raise at 12 p.m. I understand it actually happened a bit earlier, yes?
Yes, in some parts of Belize.
Yeah.
I think Belize City, some people were saying that earlier as 10 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, people were still lining up at the pumps trying to, ensure that they get that gas before midnight. And according to some of our sources, some gas stations had already changed the price
by 10 o'clock.
By 10 o'clock. Yeah.
I think we have visuals for our audience. Visuals for a couple of things. Visuals from last night across Belize City, I think, and Belmopan. Our producers are preparing that. And we also have an image so that we could give our viewers a better view or understanding of what the prices will look like
the price
moving
jump
forward, right? And this one is from UNO.
Yeah.
So if you could get that up on the screen, just so we could look at the different prices. And then again, you all can call in. The number is 2800016. Let us know what your thoughts are, what your experience was yesterday, perhaps today, so that we could hear from you. I think that's what's important this morning, for us to hear from you. We've been talking all week. This, of course, is a fresh topic, but we want to hear from you. As we get those figures up on the screen. All right, so this is from last night.
Yeah, that was Belmopan, and that's Belize City.
Belmopan,
that's Belmopan.
Belize City. The price list I'm talking about, we're going to look from UNO, but I stopped at a Puma last night, and it was confirmed to me the very same thing, that the prices will increase. April, what do you think is fueling this?
So I kind of needed to do like a deep dive, because I was trying to understand. Everybody's talking about the wars that are taking place in Iran and in Russia and Ukraine, and even all the way in Africa, certain wars that are happening. And we are trying to figure out what or how that would affect the oil prices, on this side of the world. And so I was trying to understand really. So as we can see here on the screen, premium.
Yeah, let's look at the list and then we get back to that.
13.76. And regular is at 13.02.
So that's the lowest it looks like it's going to be.
We could zoom in a little bit.
There were certain, and these are certain service stations from UNO. As you can see, certain stations are going as high as $13.98, almost $14.
Well, there's $14 in
Punta Gorda, if I'm not mistaken. And so,
to your point,
my point is
that's premium.
Premium, and then regular. So it looks like you're looking at almost a 75 cents jump to $1 jump from what it was before.
More than $1
More
in many
than
cases.
so, right? In certain cases. But a lot of these companies, so I was trying to figure out why, all the way here in Central America, why is it that these companies are jacking up the prices? So come to find, and this is just my little basic Google search, right? That companies like Shell, Puma Energy, and UNO often source their fuel through a mix of their own production, strategic partnerships, and regional trading partners depending on the local market. Here's the kicker. Shell relies on its own global refining network such as Viva Energy in Australia. And the reason why that particular statement is important is because Australia is also going through their own oil crisis right now due to the blockade on the Strait of Hormuz with the war in Iran.
So that's a connection.
So that's the connection there.
For Shell.
For Shell, for Puma, for UNO, who also outsource in places like London and Dubai, who are also witnessing
to that
exact same issue. And so the reason why I needed to kind of bring that foundation close to home is because we often think that these wars don't affect us because it's so far away. But remember, we import our fuel. We import our oil.
But it's a conversation that we say oftentimes, and we have experts come on and share their thoughts on it. The Prime Minister has said multiple times as well. I believe when there was the Hamas situation taking place, that we should or could anticipate, price changes at the pumps specifically.
So I just wanted to kind of bring it home in sort of the Strait of Hormuz closure. The effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz, through which 1/5 of global oil and gas flows, has halted roughly 20 million barrels per day of crude exports. So Puma Energy and Shell, which rely on the Middle Eastern crude and refined refined products are facing massive logistical bottlenecks.
So there's many directions you could go from there, and thanks for that, April.
Yeah.
One of the directions I was looking at was the global markets oil price benchmarks. There's 3 major benchmarks. Essentially, these are price setting schemes for the globe where oil is concerned.
Yeah.
And there's 3 major ones. There's the Brent benchmark, there's a West Texas Intermediate benchmark, and then there's a Dubai benchmark. And these benchmark or these pricing, they fluctuate based on what's happening globally. And what Belize relies on, primarily Belize relies on the West Texas Intermediate, right, benchmark. And what we're seeing right now is we're seeing that pre-conflict, pre-war on the WTI, we'll refer to it as WTI benchmark, the cost of oil was at $67 a barrel. After those attacks and the conflict between Iran, US, and Israel, the price on that benchmark has increased to $85 to $95 a barrel. So a $30 per barrel jump in the cost of oil. And because we rely on those benchmarks to price our fuel here in Belize, then without even seeing a physical shortage here in Belize, automatically prices will rise because those benchmarks are influenced by what's taking place across the globe.
What I think is important to mention based on that explanation, Paul, is for the common viewer tuning in right now who might have been in a state of panic, jumping to the pumps, trying to fuel up their vehicles. The first reaction we would normally hear is kind of like, the government, they carry up the gas, you know, the government did this, the government did that. And I think this is a better understanding for how
that we
the prices
have
are
no
even
control.
influenced in the first place. Like the government isn't the one that decides, you know, today or next week Thursday we will carry up the gas prices, we will carry up the diesel.
I had taken a video of the gas station in Belmopan last night because I was so amazed at how many people instantly jumped into like a state of panic, right? And headed to the stations to fuel their tanks. And I had my friend Celine, she sent me a message and she's like, "Hi, electric vehicle owner over here." And so that kind of forced me to wonder if maybe perhaps this is going to force us to move into an entirely new direction when it comes to
it was already
energy.
going that
no,
direction.
yes, but like at a faster rate.
Well, it would be dependent on how long this conflict lasts and how long the shortage, the fear of a shortage, which is being realized because of the risk of going through the strait at this point in time. And the longer it lasts, the more pressure will be on the government, because you're right in saying that they're not the government fault.
And people don't care.
No, because when there are these sort of crises, people look to their leaders for decisive action.
Or incentives to ease the load. So if you can't control the gas.
They're not on a fault that they gone up, but
find an extra to make sure I could stretch my dollar.
As a country, we as a people, we as drivers, we as workers, we feel it. What we want to do for help, we want to say, well, I know we fault, so just left that so and we can't do nothing about it.
And at a time when we have the budget presentation.
I was just about to say, so then that brings us to the next topic of spending the money wisely, right?
Let me just say, people look to their governments for solutions. And in these cases, I think the Belizean administration has some options on the table, or we have to ask, what will our leaders do at this point in time to protect our pockets? In his budget presentation, Prime Minister John Belizean acknowledged that even though they have implemented NHI, increased NHI, free education, infrastructure, etc., that with all of this, the cost of living is still taking a burden. And so it's ironic that only 3 days after he makes that statement, another hit to the cost of living for Belizeans has been realized. And so the question is now, how does the Briceño administration and the government of Belize offer relief? Will we see perhaps a deduction in the tax that the government charges on fuel for a short period?
I have a question, Paul, and this is perhaps maybe somebody can call in and give your opinions as well, because I keep listening to the budget, I keep listening to the cost of living, and it's not just in Belize, it's everywhere in the world, right? I see other countries with high taxes, extremely high taxes, that have free healthcare, free education, the infrastructure is good. So they're seeing where their tax dollars are going. And so when we're talking about relief to us as consumers, what would that look like and how? Because with everything comes a cost, right? If you lower the prices and taxes, then you're going to say, all right, well, then that means that we're not going to have free education everywhere because that's where the tax dollars go.
So there's a balancing
There's
up.
a balancing up. Or, right, because, and we have to be very, very honest, and I, as a public officer, understand that the budget and most of those monies goes to ensure that I have a paycheck.
So
taxes
right?
are
So
important.
taxes
We
are
have our first
important.
caller, though, guys.
Right?
So
Okay.
I want to take a quick pause and jump into our first caller for the morning.
Good morning.
Caller.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Dennis Montero from Belmont Pan.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
I just want to piggyback on the conversation earlier about what can the government do. This is my thought process. I was just thinking that we should strive to create more economic resilience at the independent Belizean level. So at the moment where we have access to free education and access to healthcare at a better rate, take advantage of it now, because the way the world is going, it's just going to go up, prices are going to go up. So each individual Belizean must take responsibility and take ownership and say, I need to make myself more financially resilient.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you believe that some of the steps that are being taken right now, for example, what was highlighted in the budget presentation, do you think that those are, or that's the right direction that the government should be going? Or should we be looking at perhaps more short-term measures? Because in a lot of cases, we find that investment in like education, that's a long-term investment. However, people would say, at a pinch right now. What's your thoughts on that, caller?
No, 100%. I agree with you that we need to be able to meet what we're facing today. 100%. Now, for direct views on what the budget is, allow me some time to review thoroughly. And I tend to be very, very thorough before generating an opinion.
All right. Well, thank you very much, caller, for your thoughts and contributing to the conversation.
What I was going to say is that he's absolutely right in the sense that some of these things are long term, so we're not going to feel the effects.
Well,
but
education isn't, the free education is long term in one aspect, but it's short term impacts in another aspect, in that I don't have to pay for school out of my pocket right now.
For sure.
So I could keep that money in my pocket, and I think that's what the administration is saying.
But I really wanted to bring that up because exactly what I pointed out to the caller, when we see some of the measures that are being taken right now with free education at the secondary level, almost reaching to that 100% from the public school section, and then of course having the possibility of reaching to that point as well with healthcare through NHI. I think there's a level of long-term investment in that, but you can also, as Paul mentioned, reap short-term rewards from it, because you don't have to go about stretching your dollar to pay school fees if you're going to a government high school. You don't have to worry about paying exorbitant healthcare fees, when you go to a private hospital. You can get, access to all of these lab tests and screenings and whatnot without paying for that.
So for the sake of time, here's why I want to take the conversation, and I'll ask for your both input on this. The question now at hand is, what's the rippling effect of the increase in fuel at the pumps? What's the rippling effect for the local economies for the Belizean pocket.
So another
talk about just the price of the fuel, right?
Yeah.
What happens as a result of the price of fuel?
So the first thing I could tell you is public transportation might be the first that we'll see that impact. People paying taxi drivers. I'm not sure what the price of a regular taxi cab is. I think it's probably like $10 or more. There's the possibility of that going up. I know in some cases we see taxi drivers trying to like pool people in there as well. There are some people who hate that too. For those who have not signed on to the National Bus Company, there's a possibility if that is not regulated and kept at a specific fee, there's a possibility of that going up. Maybe the government say, well, we have to clear up bus fares as well.
All right, so public transport is one. Where else are we looking at, April?
I'm seeing a ripple effect, or hopefully maybe, and this is just my positive way of thinking.
Oh, so you're thinking positive
I'm
effects.
trying, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we change our lifestyles a little bit culturally, because we rely a lot on vehicles. A lot of people own more vehicles than they should. We have a lot of vehicles in Belize. Perhaps that forces us to maybe get a different mode of transportation.
Yeah.
My mom said yesterday, she's like, I guess I just get a bike then.
A bike? Like a bicycle?
Yeah, like a bicycle. Because I think that, you know, we have to start thinking about our long-term infrastructures, because I think about even the roads here in Belize City, it's not really that safe to walk or to ride your bike and so forth. On the highway also, it's not really safe to like ride a bike.
Yeah.
And
what about also perhaps, and I know you're thinking positive, but being realistic and practical here, the cost of food.
Well, we know that that's not going to go down. And
but can we potentially see an increase in the cost of food at the restaurant, for example?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so.
I mean, the produce gets to the restaurants by transportation, and so they have to try to meet that back some way or another.
I think about it also personally too. When and this is just, I'm gonna just say my business, right? So like yesterday when I went to put gas in my car, I was not on E. I was a little over half tank, and to fill my tank it was $130 before.
Dang.
Yeah, $130.
April.
And I thought about that, and I said $130 for me to come here to do the morning show and be with you all, right? If this continues to happen, how much can I afford to continue doing that?
Yeah.
Right, twice a week.
Yeah.
And I think about that on a regular basis, but I also think about driving from work, taking my mom to work, you know, going back home, doing other emergencies if I need to. By the time that's done, that $130 by Monday, Tuesday is already back to where I started.
So and so the reason why I asked that question, why I put that question simply, is because there is a saying, when gas price go up,
everything goes up.
And
there's a ripple effect, and it does change the way that people have to maneuver their lives. It absolutely does. But I wanted to think grand scale in terms to right back to the budget again, because of the way that we prioritize, the way the government prioritizes certain things and where monies go. And I was thinking about, you know, salaries and so forth for public service and so on, and how sustainable is that really, because we're talking about jobs, we're talking about unemployment. I was listening to the percentage and so forth, and so many people having jobs and so on. But is it sustainable if everybody gets a job in public service, right? And then that budget goes higher and higher to paying bills that does not come back to the pockets of Belizeans.
Because remember, the Belizean administration has proposed a 1.9 expense budget. $1 billion. And they're expecting to get $1.5 billion primarily from tax, right? And that is to say that taxes are important, and it's almost to say that any considerations about decreasing the tax on fuel may be off the table. And so what I'm hearing you saying is that if we want relief and ease this blunt force trauma that is the gas prices, increasing gas prices, then what may need to be done, based on what I'm hearing you say, is looking seriously at the budget for salaries
Yep.
and pensions and for public service. And perhaps if there's a reduction there, then there's more easement and more leeway for there to be.
But I don't think that's realistic
That's
either.
realistic. You have to be able
People's
to have
salaries are not
jobs.
going
They're
down.
saying that's not realistic, but it's a huge part of the PM's presentation.
and
He
even-
said they have to tighten their belt where that
So this is
But
what I
the
think
middle-
might happen, right?
Yeah.
I think we might transition into smarter ways of working. For example, think of like Sarah, right? There might be ways that we try to make certain services offered less human resource and more like AI, you know, more technical in terms of like a computer system generated.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, as you mentioned, April, that we can sustain in the long term, just seeing the majority of our budget go to salaries.
But then I think we also have to think about all of the people. So all of the people that are benefiting from free education at this moment, right? What does the workforce look like for you? And how is it that you can perhaps be a functioning member of society? It doesn't necessarily mean working in public service. If you want to, that's great. But I'm thinking, what other job opportunities are out there?
Some of them will be making their jobs.
Yeah, a lot of them will be making their jobs. But I'm thinking about, you know, private sector and other spaces that you can put your skills to the test. We have more and more people that are coming out specialized and having to work at a BPO because there's no space for them.
And that's
right?
also what the leader of the opposition pointed out last night as well.
Yeah, so
we're relying on the taxes of the middle class, and one of the things that boggles my mind every time perhaps maybe an appraisal happens, your salary goes up by maybe $50 or something like that. It doesn't matter because that still goes back to tax. And so if all of us as the middle class, and I'll say us because I think we're middle class here, paying so much money in taxes and our salaries are not increasing. We have to pay so much money here, we have to pay so much money there, but the life is getting harder and harder. How are we refinancing our lives, being a little bit more financially smart and resilient, assisting and relieving ourselves?
I think the question on everybody's mind this morning is how long will this last? How long will we see the prices remain where they are? Because we know that this is being influenced by a specific global event.
Yes.
So how long will this last? How long will we have to strap our boots and
that's not a question that
anybody can answer because the president of the United States said, I knew that the oil prices would have gone up when I decided to do this. He said it, it's on record. And for the states and certain states in the United States of America to be selling gas at $5 definitely is a cry for help. I don't know if you remember gas being $8 in Belize, Paul, but that was many, many years ago. And we're never going to see that again.
Even if, and the thing is, what we've seen historically that with gas prices, it influences the cost of goods, let's say at the market, right? So if you bring fresh produce as a farmer, you have to factor in how much you're paying for gas. It also influences the prices of food at the midday restaurants where you go and you purchase your lunch.
Because now they're paying more at the market.
They're now paying more at the market, and they're paying more at the market. They have to transport their goods. So you see that. But also what we've seen historically is that when those prices go up, they never come back down. Even if the cost of fuel at the pumps come back down. And so we are living in serious times in terms of the increase in prices. How long will this last is highly dependent on whether or not the US, Israel, and Iran could broker a deal to end this war, to free the strait. And at this point in time, what's happening is that there is little to no traffic in the strait simply because insurance companies have decided to cancel their war insurance coverage. So they're telling oil tankers, don't go through the strait because if you go through the strait and you get bombed, we will not cover your losses. And as long as insurance companies have continued to take this hands-off approach in that part of the world, then ships will not go through and this thing will continue. And this is the fear that is fueling the price increase across the globe. And I know we're talking about the budget simultaneously, but it all adds into
Together.
one. And so these are some of the considerations that we have to make as a society.
We have a comment on our Facebook page by Jamie Lewis Underwood, and he says, electric vehicle might be the way to go, but if prices start at $60,000 for the vehicle itself, most ordinary Belizeans can't afford
It's not
that.
in the reach
It's
of,
not-
I don't
it's
think
not
it's
in
in the
our
reach of the
No,
average
not yet.
Belizean yet, at least not yet. So it's for
I saw one of my colleagues using an electric scooter, like the little one, like stand up pan.
And then you go. I've seen a lot of people use that. A lot of people are using bicycles. Like I said, I think this is going to propel us to look at a new way of living our lives, because we can't go on like this. And I really liked what the caller was saying about financial resilience, because while you may not be paying for certain things, you can be putting it to use for something else. But even so, with the cost of fuel going up, you're also looking at home rent, mortgage, all of that going up.
All right, so
everything is
we've shared our thoughts.
Yes.
You've heard some of the conversation that we've sought to have this morning. You've commented, even got a caller.
And
okay,
we have
another caller.
One final
let's get
caller
this caller.
that we're going to send in, and then after that we might have to close off the conversation. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Good
morning. Go ahead.
I'm listening to the conversation, and a couple of things have developed since the war has started. And the first thing to understand is that the war is now regional. It's no longer just Israel, the U.S., and Iran. It's now a regional one.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing to understand. The second thing, when it comes to fuel prices, we have to understand that the way how the government, sorry, I didn't have feedback in my ear.
Okay. We're hearing you clear.
Yeah. So the way how our government tradition fuel price.
You're breaking up now, caller. You're breaking up a bit.
You didn't hear me clear now?
Yes,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So traditionally we have our pricing system is usually reactionary. So we're finding in the U.S. that this same 20% increase that we're seeing here in the U.S. is about 10% in the U.S. that has occurred this week alone. So we're finding now that the government is saying, well, if the U.S. are raising prices, no, we have to raise prices.
Yeah.
You know,
It's reactionary.
There is no two ways around that.
Right.
And we also have to understand that and I don't want to impugn anybody while saying this, but we are seeing a president who has no clear plan on how to manage this war. So this might go on for years, and it might be something that might be bigger than what we saw happening with the Iraq situation in the early 2000s. And so I think it's time for Belizeans to really try to assess their finances and adjust their budgets accordingly. Moreover, the discussion of electric vehicles and the use of EVs may not be the solution for us. Here's why. Because the energy mix for our electricity generation still heavily depends on fossil fuel.
Correct.
We haven't seen the introduction of solar, and hydroelectric isn't as dependable in the last few years. And so we see the farmer, chairman of BEL, saying that the price of energy is very volatile. This is irrespective of the war. This was before the war. The war wasn't even on our radars. And what ends up happening is that because we depend on fossil fuels, the price of electricity might have to go up. And Paul, you said something very, very important. We don't have price control in this country. And so what ends up happening when there's an inflation or a direct inflation as a result of price, fuel increased prices, we see that producers and suppliers take advantage of us, and then we don't have price regulation saying, no, these are the metrics that you can raise prices, and then now you have to lower prices because these metrics are now in place. There is nothing in our books, maybe somebody can correct me, but there are no metrics on our books that guide how we can price things in this country. And so you're right, because I remember when the last time fuel prices went over $13, we saw an increase in taxi fares, bus fares, and it never went down back. It never ever went down back. And those things are wrong by standard, because at the end of the day, how can the ordinary consumer survive if there is no price regulation or consumer protection? Sorry for saying. But no consumer protection for us. So
thank you so much for your.
That's very good input, caller. Thank you so much for calling in this morning.
I think that's Lucian. Thank you so much for your thoughts.
Thank you, caller. And really, I think it encapsulates perfectly what we have been attempting to express. And hopefully continue to talk about as well. We're encouraging other people to share their thoughts in the comments section. At this point, we do have to close off this portion of the show.
It's a good conversation.
But thank you to everyone who engaged with us online, and also those who called in as well.
Wonderful. All right, we got to take a quick break. And when we come back, the Ayalas will be gracing us with their lovely musical stylings. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now.
He said I'm ready. No, I'm not. And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
The NEBL heads into weekend number 4 on Friday night. The Belmopan Trojans try to bounce back into the winning column against the number 1 team in the league, the Orange Walk Running Rebels, 8 p.m. at the UB Gymnasium. Then on Saturday night, a big showdown of the ballers as the high-flying Cayo Western Ballers is locked and ready to crush the powerful and tall Dangriga Dream Ballers, 8 p.m. at the Victor Galvez Stadium. And in Corozal, the Corozal Spartans look to turn their season around with their first win against the Biting Tiger Sharks from San Pedro in their home opener, 8 p.m. at the Andre Campos Civic Center. The NEBL Girls plus performance by Yastalia, giveaways at all games, and at halftime the big National Sports Council $5,000 shooting challenge. So make this weekend an NEBL weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy.
one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Glenfield Dennison was caught trying to charge BTL for negotiations on behalf of former workers.
He insists he never charged the workers group a cent and claims the invoice was only a negotiating tactic.
If the invoice was just a negotiating tactic, why would Dennison ask BTL to pay the legal fees as part of settlement? And if BTL had agreed, who would have received payment? Dennison, of course, because he sent the invoice the day after the last negotiations to be considered with the 4.5% interest requested by BCWJ. What's worse, the cost of legal work submitted is grossly inflated. Those are senior counsel rates, and Dennison is not a senior counsel. As to the tax identification number on the invoice, no such TIN number is registered with GST. So, we must also ask whether he is licensed with the FIU as required. There's also the question of whether as a Crown Counsel Dennison violated the public service rules which state a judicial and legal officer shall not engage in any private legal work or private business of a legal nature. It's time for him to stop the games and come clean.
And so there you heard it from the Ayalas. I pronounced that correct, right? Yes. The Ayalas. And that name, I assume, comes from your last names.
Yes.
So we have Daniel Ayala. That's you.
That'll be me.
You're the singer. On the guitar, we had Hector Ayala. Yes. See you, my brother. Good job.
Thank you.
And then we also have another singer. We didn't get to hear just now, but we'll hear her lovely voice in a few. Alexia Ayala. All right. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right. So where do you all hail from?
Orange Walk, actually.
You all hail from Orange Walk. Mm-hmm. All right. And how are you related before I make assumption and get it wrong?
We're all siblings. Yeah.
Oh, you're all siblings. Oh, wow. So who's the eldest in the group?
That'll be me.
All right. So you're Daniel. You're the eldest, right? And then no, I guess. So who's the second eldest? Okay, so Hector, you're the baby of the bunch. How many of you is it? Because I see four up here.
Yeah. We have a friend actually. His name is Jadiel, who would be as a backup performer with us. But he's not actually family, but we still consider him as a family member.
He's the adopted
child. The adopted
He's
child.
the adopted. And what's his last name?
Briseño.
All right, so big up, how you name?
Jadiel Briseño.
Big up Jael Briseño. He's not here this morning, but he have to get recognition because he is a part of the band as a backup singer. So I want to ask a bit about how this band got started, and by the way, you all sung amazing. So kudos to you all. The guitar, the voice, that was a lovely rendition of that song. I can't wait to hear Alexia as well. How did this band get started?
First.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, I know sibling fighter, right? So everybody will get a chance to say something. Go ahead.
Anyways, but we actually started as like a little family thing. We used to get together like every weekend and sing like karaoke and stuff. And then there was this one day where he bought a guitar and he was like, I can't do this. So he just left it aside and I picked it up and I started playing it like after like a month and so. And then we were like, you know what, let's combine this, you sing and then I play the guitar. And then, that's how basically everything was formed.
It just started with these two.
Yeah.
I was never involved. I was too scared. I had like a sort of stage fright. But I kind of started overcoming that fear because I had a school choir. So at my school, I joined that choir and I started getting more of like the hang of it. And then I've always had a passion for singing karaoke. And my dad recognized the talent that I had, so he was really pushing me forward to join the group. And then I kind of just went in and I started singing along with them.
It's quite interesting that you all of you have this musical talent. Daniel, where did this come from? I don't think it just fell out of the sky. Do you all have relatives that?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
actually.
tell me.
We have a grandpa his name is Martin Magana. He used to play compete in the La Voz Belize. He actually won first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
My father used to do that competition also.
Yeah. As a singer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, as a singer.
Okay, so grandpa sing, daddy sing, and then anybody else in the family before, or then like the primary two?
Outside.
My great grandpa used to play guitar.
Your great grandpa in music.
Yeah.
So this is a fourth generation essentially.
Something like that.
Wow, and is this like the first family band?
I would say yes.
I
don't think any prior family member has ever done this.
Okay.
We're like the first ones to do it.
What sort of genre do you all focus on?
Well, we mostly do oldies but goldies. That's kind of like the main point that we really focus on. But we do consider rock and other genres like country and stuff like that. We are trying to inherit more genres so that we can give the people what they want, and we take those suggestions into heart and we try to input those things in our lists. So anytime that we go out to perform, we really just kind of put that into our performances.
What's the vibe like on a stage like this?
It's the usual,
The usual. What's the usual?
Actually, when we were performing, I've always wanted to perform at that rock concert. For ages, I don't know how long I've been wanting to start my own band and things. And when we finally did it, when we were on the stage, I kind of got used to playing in front of a lot of people. Since I was in this band, but my other group members, they were kind of new to this thing, so. For them it was like a big thing, and I guess we shared that same passion in music, and we came together and we showed the world what we had.
Yeah, Daniel, what's the chemistry like working alongside your siblings on a band? Is there like a sibling banter? Is the chemistry increased because you all are siblings? Do you fight behind the scenes and then come on stage and smile like nothing happened?
Yeah, that would be basically it, yeah. Because we do a little banter here and there, especially when we're trying to say which song to go next, or we plan before that. Yeah. And sometimes we have a little argument, especially when sometimes we like feel unwell sometimes, those performances. Right. We try to let out as much as we can for the performance. But other than that, we still do really good. We enjoy the moments, we perform, we have fun, and we always like show a big smile.
What's the future of Ayalas?
Well, we're really planning and we're really pushing for something far bigger than just, you know, like inside gigs and, you know, stuff like that. But
we're trying to go abroad, trying to get other gigs to really just expand the way we are as a band. So
what about considerations, and I might be going a bit too far, but considerations for original pieces?
Well, when in our band, the other band that we have, Menorah, we're already writing original songs, but we're really just trying to piece it together and work on it because you know, I really want it to come out, you know, the exact way I want it to come out. You know,
so how long have you all been together with the Ayalas?
I would say like 3-4 years.
Yeah, around that time.
Okay, so you all have been putting in the work for some years.
Yeah.
Well, that's excellent. I understand you all have another piece to perform for us. What's that piece going to be?
it's a Rose Garden. The song title is in Rose Garden.
The song title is Rose. Is that another old
Yeah, it is like an oldie.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. So you're going to be singing in this one. All right, so I'll give you all an opportunity, but you, Daniel, just to kind of send your shout outs and thanks to those who have been behind you all. You could go ahead.
Yes, I would like to thank our best friend, actually, TJ Madera, for doing the logo for the Ayalas. He also was the one who helps set up our social media. You can go follow us on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram as well, under the name The Ayalas.
All right, take it away. You can go ahead.
I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose Garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give. So live and let live or let go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose Garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings, but you don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, it's sweet talking, you could make it come true. I would give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while, let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose Garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometimes. I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose Garden. I could sing you a tune and promise you the moon, but if that's what it takes to hold you, I'd just as soon let you go. But there's one thing I want you to know. You better look before you leave. The waters run deep and there won't always be someone there to pull you out. And you know what I'm talking about. So smile for a while, let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose Garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometimes. I beg your pardon. I never promised you Rose rose garden along with the sunshine. Just gotta be a little rain sometimes.
Updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Maras me, my data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root,
That is very bitter.
but sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey, it's across borders.
That was amazing!
Welcome back, and thank you guys for sticking with us. This has been a wonderful Friday morning. We had lots to dive into, and I know that we had scheduled a really fun game for the closing of today, but we don't have much more time. So we just want to dive quickly into just a quick thank you to everyone who joined us today, who called in for What the Friday. Thank you for your feedback. And also those who commented online. Thank you to our guests, the super amazing, inspiring ladies who joined us this morning for a very informal sort of panel discussion, sharing their personal stories, and of course also encouraging other women as well and girls to lead in their own way, even if there are no other women in the room as well.
And of course, we are going to be having another panel next week, Friday, since we are still in Women's Month, to acknowledge women in a different field. But we also want to say thank you to our viewers for calling, putting your comments and so forth during our call-in segment. We talk a lot more on the gas prices and, of course, kind of how that aligns with the priorities of the budget that was just presented to us on Tuesday this week. I know that we didn't get a lot of calls, but for those that did, thank you so much for engaging with us, and of course reminding our viewers that we do this every Friday, so don't be shy. Call us and give us your comments.
I also want to say that if you're considering traveling this weekend, one thing about the gas price, and two, also consider staying home instead of going across the border. We know what's happening in Chetumal in Mexico, and I think it's a good time for us to really consider our plans in terms of where we travel, how we're going to vacation for the Easter, because it's only 2 weeks away if you don't realize the Easter holiday, and so we also have to think about what our plans are and perhaps staying home. And so just to encourage people to stay safe, as well as in Belize City, the situation is volatile on the streets with gang warfare. We saw what happened yesterday. There was a topic to discuss this morning. We just didn't have the time, so it's just to inform people to stay safe. These attacks are oftentimes targeted attacks, and it's not that the entire population is our targets.
But you don't want to be caught in the crossfire.
You don't want to be caught in the crossfire,
can happen, and casualties
and so it's just to stay alert, be aware, and stay safe.
All right. Well, we do have to wind things down. It is March 13th, and if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ.
And check out our highlights on Instagram at OYEBelize.
We even have a TikTok, that's openyoureyes.bz, and you can call us or text us on our OYE phone number, that's 675-2555.
But please do us a favor and join us again on Monday,
when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, be sure to keep your eyes,
your minds,
and your hearts wide open.
Have a great weekend, Belize. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.